Stop scrolling if you receive Social Security or you're about to claim it, because there's a July 3rd update that has thousands of retirees checking their bank accounts right now. Is your payment about to go up? Could it actually go down? And is there something you need to do before your next deposit lands? These are the exact questions flooding in this week, and the truth is, most of what you're seeing online is only half the story. Some of what's circulating applies only to a small group of people. Other parts are simply a reminder to double-check your records and make sure your information is accurate. That's exactly what we're breaking down today. In this video, you'll learn what people actually mean when they talk about a July 3rd Social Security calculation update, how Social Security really determines your monthly benefit, who should be reviewing their earnings record right now, and what kinds of changes can quietly increase or decrease the amount you receive. We'll also walk through real situations that cause retirees to get more, or sometimes less, than they expected. So before you assume your next check stays exactly the same, or before you panic that something's gone wrong, let's get into what every Social Security recipient needs to know. The biggest myth: my benefit never changes. One of the most common misunderstandings is the belief that once you start receiving benefits, your monthly amount is locked forever. In reality, Social Security payments can change for several legitimate reasons. Some changes apply broadly to many retirees, while others only affect people based on their individual records. That's why financial experts keep pushing the same advice. Review your Social Security information regularly instead of assuming it's automatically correct. A simple error in your earnings record, a change in your work history, or updated information in your file can all affect what you receive. Now, when people hear new calculation, they often picture the government rewriting the entire formula overnight. That's not what's happening. Your retirement benefit is generally based on your lifetime earnings that were subject to Social Security taxes. The Social Security Administration looks at your highest earning years, adjusts them for changes in average wages over time, and applies the formula set under current law. That underlying framework doesn't flip overnight. What can change is your own benefit information being updated or recalculated. That's why checking your personal record matters so much. For example, imagine someone who worked more than 35 years. Early in their career, they earned relatively low wages, then later moved into a higher-paying job and worked several more years before retiring. As those stronger, higher-earning years replace weaker ones in their earnings history, their benefit calculation can shift. That's not the system changing, that's their own record changing. Another example: earnings records with mistakes. Sometimes wages are reported incorrectly or go missing entirely from someone's history. When those errors get corrected, Social Security may re-review the benefit calculation using the updated numbers. Many people never even glance at their earnings record until after they've already retired, and that's often when they discover something from years ago needs fixing. Should you review your own record? Here's how to know. First, if you recently retired after continuing to work past your original retirement age, your earnings record may eventually include those extra years. In some cases, higher earning years replacing lower ones can increase your benefit. Second, if you notice one or more years missing from your Social Security statement, it's worth checking whether those wages were reported correctly. Missing earnings don't guarantee a bigger check, but they're worth investigating. Third, if you recently corrected any information with the Social Security Administration, such as your earnings history or personal details, confirm that everything was actually updated on their end. There's also a separate group, people who delayed claiming Social Security past full retirement age. Delayed retirement credits can boost monthly benefits for eligible people who wait. Reviewing your record helps confirm those credits were applied correctly. So does this mean your July payment is definitely changing? Not necessarily. For most people, nothing changes at all. But reviewing your records is still smart because it gives you real confidence that what you're receiving is based on accurate information. And often, when retirees notice a difference, it's not a new government rule at all. It's an earnings correction, a tax withholding change they requested, a Medicare premium adjustment, or something else entirely. Understanding the difference saves a lot of unnecessary stress. Up next, the most common reasons Social Security payments actually change, including a few that catch almost every retiree off guard the first time it happens to them. Why your payment can change after you're already receiving benefits. Even after benefits start, several legitimate factors can shift your monthly deposit, some temporary, some long-term. 1. Your earnings record can still update. If you worked after claiming benefits and your newer earnings beat one of your old low-earning years, Social Security may automatically re-review your record. Since benefits are based on your highest earning years, swapping in a stronger year can raise your monthly amount. This doesn't happen to everyone, but it happens more often than people expect. Take Robert. He retired at 65 but kept working part-time for 3 more years, earning more than he had early in his career. Once those new earnings processed, Social Security reviewed his record. One of his higher income years replaced a lower one and his benefit ticked up. Not a massive jump, but enough to matter over time. 2. Annual adjustments under current law. Most people know about the cost of living adjustment, COLA, meant to help benefits keep pace with inflation. But the exact amount varies year to year, and not everyone experiences the same net increase, because deductions like Medicare premiums or tax withholding can offset it. This is where a lot of confusion comes from. People expect the full COLA bump in their bank account, then see a smaller deposit than expected. It's usually not a mistake. Other deductions simply changed at the same time. Take Mary. Her COLA raises her gross benefit, but her Medicare Part B premium also goes up in the same cycle. Since the premium is deducted before she's paid, her deposit doesn't rise by the full COLA amount. That's why it always pays to check your full benefit statement, not just the final number hitting your account. 3. Tax withholding changes. Some beneficiaries choose to have federal taxes withheld directly from their payment. If they change that election later, their deposit changes. Even though the actual Social Security benefit hasn't moved an inch, John found this out the hard way. He requested tax withholding to avoid owing at tax time, then was surprised months later when his deposit looked smaller. Nothing happened to his benefit, the difference was the withholding he'd asked for. 4. Earnings record corrections. Sometimes the SSA updates a record after receiving new information. An employer submits a corrected wage report, or a beneficiary provides proof that earnings were missing. When that happens, your benefit amount may get reviewed. This is exactly why financial professionals recommend checking your earnings history every few years, not just after you retire. Catching an error early is far easier than untangling decades-old records later. 5. Delayed retirement credits. If you waited to claim past full retirement age, up to the maximum allowed under current law, you may be entitled to a larger monthly benefit. If those credits were recently applied, it's worth confirming your statement actually reflects them. So should you be worried? No. For the vast majority of beneficiaries, payments continue exactly as expected, month after month. There's no reason to panic just because you saw something online, but checking in on your information from time to time is still a smart habit. It confirms your record is accurate and gives you real confidence in the number you're receiving. And that brings up the bigger problem. Rumors move fast. One post says everyone's getting a raise. Another says benefits are being cut. A third claims the entire formula changed overnight. All of it creates anxiety before anyone even knows if it applies to them. The smartest move is to separate the noise from your own situation. Social Security is genuinely complex. Not every announcement applies to every beneficiary. Some updates only affect new claimants. Others only apply to specific groups, certain work histories, survivor benefits, disability benefits, or specific earnings situations. So ask yourself one simple question. Does this actually apply to me? If yes, review your records. If no, skip the panic and keep an eye on official updates as they come. But there's one group that really should pay closer attention, and many of them don't even realize they've overlooked something that could be affecting their benefit calculation. Who should double-check their record first? Group 1. Anyone who kept working after starting Social Security. Extra earnings can replace lower earning years in your record and shift your benefit. Worth confirming those wages were recorded properly. Group 2. Anyone who's changed employers several times. Wage reporting mistakes happen. A missing year or an incorrect report can slip through. Reviewing your statement helps you catch it before it becomes a bigger issue. Group 3. Anyone who recently corrected personal information with the SSA, name, birth date, earnings history, anything. Confirm it actually updated on their side. Group 4. Anyone about to claim Social Security but hasn't started yet. This is the perfect time to review your earnings record and understand how your work history shapes your estimated benefit, because for some people, claiming earlier makes sense, and for others, waiting longer pays off. Every situation is different, clearing up the biggest myth of all. Not every announcement you see online applies to every retiree in America. Social Security covers millions of people with different work histories, benefit types, and eligibility rules. A change affecting one group might not touch another at all. Retirement benefits, disability benefits, and survivor benefits don't all move together. And a different deposit amount doesn't automatically mean Social Security made a mistake. Medicare premiums, tax withholding, earnings updates, and other routine adjustments can all shift the final number. Your benefit statement usually explains the gap. What to actually do about the July 3rd update. Don't panic. That's step one. Take a few minutes to review your Social Security information and confirm your earnings. History is accurate. If you're already receiving benefits, compare your current statement with past ones and look for any notices explaining a change. If you're planning to retire soon, review your earnings record now so you understand how your future benefit will be calculated. If something looks off, missing earnings, information that seems wrong, contact the Social Security Administration directly and ask what documentation they need. Always go with official information over rumors online. The bottom line: your Social Security benefit is based on your work history and your personal circumstances. Updates like this one create a lot of noise, but the smartest move is always the same. Review your own record, understand how your benefit is actually calculated, and make sure your information on file is accurate. Do that, and you can stay confident you're receiving exactly what you're entitled to under current rules. If this video helped clear things up, that's exactly why we make these, to cut through the confusion and give you real answers instead of rumors. If you found it useful, hit that like button. It genuinely helps this channel reach more retirees who need this information. And if you're not subscribed yet, subscribe now and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next update. We cover these Social Security changes as soon as they happen. Drop a comment and let us know what topic you want covered next, and share this with a friend or family member who's on Social Security. They'll want to know this too. Thanks so much for watching. Stay safe, stay informed, and I'll see you in the next one.